What's going on, everyone? It's Chris, and welcome back to once again another episode of Madden NFL 17. How is everyone doing today? It has been a rough past few episodes for me, especially doing all of this in one recording session. We started out with some highs, have had two lows in a row, our first two losses of the season. But luckily, it is now our bye week, and we're 7-2. So now, I felt like we could have done the Raiders versus Raiders scrimmage game of sorts. But I felt like lately I've been having a lot of fun simulating Madden games. I did like I had a little bit of free time, and instead of actually practicing Madden, I decided to do like a little simulation of if the worst teams made the playoffs, and then having like a Panthers Bengals Super Bowl, because those were the best of the worst essentially of the 2016 season. But regardless of all that, I wanted to do this video, and I wanted to do a bye week of week 10. Watching a Week 10 game, which is Week 10, of course, is the bye week for Raiders. But I found it very interesting that Week 10 was also a primetime matchup between the Patriots and the Broncos. Why is it that a big deal? Well, because the Raiders play the Patriots and Broncos next, in that order. And so it's almost like a little bit of like a round robin type thing. It will start with the Patriots, Broncos, and then the Raiders will be able to face both of them. And we'll see who has the best record after it's over. But I wanted to maybe simulate this game, see how it plays out, see how the 2017 rosters play against each other, and we'll sit back, relax, and just enjoy the show. I'll do a little commentary over it. It'll probably conflict with the announcer audio, but that's okay. I will do my thing anyway. If it really conflicts, if I do the editing and it's really bad, then I'll make sure to maybe edit it out. We'll just have my sound over it. But anyways, let's simulate this game, see what happens, and sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. I already have all the settings set. Made sure not to have the ridiculous Thursday night football uniforms, and I made sure to include that it's the primetime games, that it is 5 minutes long. If it might be set to 10. I might have forgotten to change that. If not, then we'll just sit through a 10-minute one. The 10 minutes is really like what a normal NFL game actually is simulated with. I at least that's how I feel. 15 minutes is, you get like these ridiculously high scoring games. 5 minutes is a little bit shorter, but it's good for YouTube. 10 minutes is if you actually want to watch a simulation of an NFL game. But it could be better, I guess. And so this is Trevor Siemian, I think. Yeah, Siemian should be the starter still. But of course, you never know. There's Gronk. Yeah, I'm just. It's gonna be hands off, so we'll just watch every single cutscene. We'll just enjoy it. I'm excited about it. I'm glad I could just relax for once and watch other teams screw up. You know? Yeah, it's 5 minutes. Okay, cool. So we're all set. Heading in the right direction. Amendola. And off we go. Patriots at Broncos. Sunday Night Football, Week 10. The Raiders are at home. They're watching this game film. And we start out at the 21-yard line. Trevor Siemian. Yeah, I mean, the Broncos-Patriots, I was kind of surprised that this was a primetime game. I know that the Broncos and Patriots have had their rivalry, but that was because it was Peyton versus Tom Brady. That it's not, Trevor Siemian versus Tom Brady is not as exciting right now. And there you go. Good start. Nice throw. You know, I was surprised to find out that Demaryius Thomas. I don't think he was in the Pro Bowl last year, or he might have, but I think he was like an alternate. I was surprised though, because like a few seasons ago, he was like top 4 wide receiver. You know, he was awesome. No one really talks about him that much. He's still a good player. It's just he's been under the radar a little bit. David Harris, Mr. Former Jet. Yeah, this roster is pretty fucking loaded. I mean, I can't deny that. I just think early talks of 16 now is like, all right, calm down, all right. Like, once they go like 11-0 to start out, or 12-0 to start out the season, I'm gonna be like, okay, I see what you mean. All right, 16-0 is probably gonna happen, but I'm gonna hold my breath until then, you know. Or rather, I'm not gonna be holding my breath for a 16-0 season right now. I think we'll see. Super Bowl contenders, absolutely. You know, definitely over 10 wins, like no doubt about that. But 16-0, let's calm down, pump the brakes a little bit. I think they have a tough schedule between like the AFC West, facing the AFC West, and then facing the NFC South. Like, I feel like those are 2 very deep divisions. Plus, you know, I mean, the AFC East should be more competitive this year, hopefully. Not the Jets, but maybe the Dolphins and Bills. You know, the 2 teams that just kicked my ass. I'm trying to remember, though. The, who else are they playing? They're playing the Steelers, who have a tough time against them, but I don't know. I'm slowly starting to get convinced that maybe the Steelers are a little bit better this year in terms of defense, and then their offense is already better, but they just all need to stay fucking healthy. They are just, I don't know why, but they just can't stay healthy. Oh god, sneeze that will not be cut out of my video. Part 50,000. And then, what's the other one? Oh, Texans. They're not going to beat the Texans. I mean, rather, they're going to beat the Texans. They are absolutely going to beat the Texans. Unless they're the Texans defense is really good, so you never know, but I find it hard to believe right now. Especially because I think they face each other really early on. I think it's like week 3 that they play, Texans-Patriots. If they're having Tom Savage start, I don't think they're going to have a win. I have confidence in Deshaun Watson. That's the thing. I'm just blinded as a college football fan because he was like my favorite player for the past 2 years. But I mean, I know it's tough to go from the college football scheme to the NFL. You know, as a quarterback, it's just not the same. So most likely he's going to be struggling to start out the game, his career rather. But I don't know, his leadership, you know, how he just was getting out of these situations against a really good Alabama defense in those championship games. He was a miracle worker. I don't know, I just have some weird confidence with him. And I'm excited that he's got picked by the Texans, because I think the Texans could, if they finally get something going on offense, they could actually be a good team. But I have a hard time believing they're going to beat the Patriots, regardless of who starts at quarterback. But, hey, maybe they'll surprise me. Who knows? Right now, the Broncos here are marching. I should be commentating more on what's happening on the game. You know, it's funny. Like, I feel like we could just have an episode where we just talk about the NFL. We could just have this running in the background. You guys could just enjoy it in the meantime. Because there's just, I feel, here's the thing. I feel like I've talked about this already. I'm glad that I'm going to have an episode where I can just completely focus on it. But I feel like this season, I know this is like optimism season, like an optimism point of the year, the optimistic point of the year, where it's like everyone thinks they can make the playoffs, you know? Everyone thinks that this is going to be the team that makes it to Minnesota to win Super Bowl 52. Like, this is the year. No way, no how. But I mean, I don't know. I look at the teams right now, and I feel like we have a solid lineup of teams. Not that, I mean, the Patriots are pretty. Oh, sack. The Patriots are pretty far and away the favorites right now, but besides that, you have a whole bunch of teams that I think could be really competitive and fun to watch this year. You know, like you have whole divisions where I think any one of them could win. The AFC West and the AFC South. Then the NFC, you got the NFC South and the NFC East. Like those are the divisions that I think are going to be the most deep, and like I think any of those teams can win. It's harder for me to see the Saints winning it all because they're getting like some, or winning the NFC South at least because of all the industries. Oh God, injuries that they've had. Like that's tough for them to swallow. But hey, who knows? Maybe they could do it. Maybe they can, because with Drew Brees and with a solid running game, I think they could do anything. So that they're going to be competitive. It's going to be a tough division there. Tough division in the NFC East. That whole division, I think, has really great teams in it. The AFC South, I would make the argument. I know that they've been shitty for years, but I think they are a really good division this year. There's something optimistic about all four of those teams. You know, the Jaguars are I think the one that is most likely to let us all down, but they still have a solid defense. And if Blake Bortles can like replicate what he had in like 2015 when he actually was playing well, fuck yeah, let's do it. You know, I would love to. I love for that to happen. To see some competitiveness. I just want to see either the Titans or the Jaguars make the playoffs. You know, I'm sick of the Texans and Colts. I want to see either of them win, but I think all four teams are going to be competitive. The Colts defense is better, and so that's going to play a huge factor as well. And then what we have, AFC West. AFC West, you could make a solid argument that the Broncos are the worst team in that division because the Chargers look good. I mean, they just gotta be better with time management. They lost a lot of close games and blew a lot of close games. Reminded me a lot of the 2015 Giants. Like, just blowing games left and right. But if they are going to have the same pattern as the Giants, in 2016, they should have a dominant defense, and they should be able to win some games. I'm kidding, but in the sense that they'll definitely have a dominant defense, but they could play well on both sides of the ball. With Joey Bosa, he's gonna make that defense dominant alone, and then you have an offense that they drafted a weapon in Mike Williams. They still have Keenan Allen. They still have a lot of these great guys. Fourth down, Broncos. But yeah, I don't know. But the Raiders are looking great. I think the only issue, the worry, would be the defense, as we have experienced. The Chiefs are always going to be a contender as long as Andy Reid is coach, honestly. But there's some weird moves that they've made. They got rid of John Dorsey just recently. I know that's just the general manager, but it's just kind of weird. Is there really dysfunction going on in Kansas City? Because that's a little scary to think. A team that's coming off of their first AFC West championship in a while, and they made it to they were the number 2 seed. And I thought they had a pretty okay off season, but I guess not, right? So who knows? We'll see. But I think we have a pretty deep division there too. I honestly, there's only 4 teams to me that are really going to shit the bed, and that's the Jets, probably. Well, that's really the only team I know that's going to shit the bed. The other 3 I don't think are going to have a chance this year. Probably the Browns. Their defense is looking a lot better with Myles Garrett, but I don't know. Do you think offensively they're going to get their act together? I'm not too sure. at least not early on. Then we have who else was it? Niners, who again, their defense is looking better on paper, but is their offense gonna get going? I'll say this: last time Brian Hoyer and Kyle Shanahan were together, that was their 2014 Browns, I want to say. That was the year that they were started 7-4 or something, or 7-3 or something like that. But they were looking really good on offense, and then it just kind of fell apart. But who knows? Maybe Brian Hoyer can replicate that in some way. And then after that, I had to. The Bears. Interception. I was not even paying attention. I'm also watching on a little bit of a delay, by the way, because I'm watching through my Elgato, so that interception probably happened 5 seconds earlier. I apologize. Let me see. The Bears. I don't think they're gonna have a good chance because fucking motorcycle going by. Because the Bears, to me, they have a great running back in Jordan Howard. He was second in the league in rushing. And a lot of that was because of a great offensive line. And their offensive line, I don't think, really fell apart at all. In the grand scheme of things, in the free agency and all that. So, I feel like those two position groups are solid. It's just everything else. And I feel like the defense right now, there's still a lot of questions there. But we'll see if Mike Glennon can be an actual starter in this league. We'll see if, the wide receivers with Victor Cruz could get their act together as well. Victor Cruz, Kevin White, a few other guys. And then, Mitchell Trubisky, we'll see if he ends up playing this season. It would be interesting to see. I would like to see him play at some point. Why not? See if he can actually get some good snaps in, and maybe he actually is the future franchise quarterback. That things could actually work out for them for once. I don't know, but that move was crazy when that happened. But I mean, we all criticized them for that, but we may be the ones being laughed at once Mitchell Trubisky wins a ring for the Bears, right? Because you never know. You never know. But for now, right now, as it stands, I don't think the Bears are going to make the playoffs because I just think they're in too tough of a conference. But everyone else, and maybe the Bills, I don't know. The Bills, I think, they have a lot of returning starters on defense. And their defense wasn't great last year, but there's a lot of guys on that team still that were on the team in 2014 when they had that really awesome defense. They're still there, so hopefully Sean McDermott can actually use them to his advantage. He was defensive coordinator, right? I'm pretty sure. Hopefully he can use that to his advantage. And you have an offense that is very run heavy. Zay Jones, who is the rookie out of East Carolina, people are saying he's fantastic. So if he's going to be a number 2 next to Watkins, and Watkins avoids getting injured and actually plays to his potential, that's a pretty well balanced team. But they just have to, has to work out together. Oh, interception! Oh, he's still running. He's still going. 10, 5, 0, yeah, touchdown! Pick 6, Patriots. There you go. Good stuff. Lowest scoring game to this point. Not surprised if it's 5-minute quarters, but there you go. Snickers, satisfying replay. Fucking sponsors. Whatever. Yeah, so I don't know. That's why I think the Bills still have a shot at the playoffs, maybe, but a lot of shit has to go their way. I think that you have 14 teams in the AFC and 14 teams in the NFC that can make a run for the playoffs. Can they win their division? I think that kind of reduces the number a little bit. Can they make the Super Bowl? That reduces the number a lot. I think the only teams that I could see making the Super Bowl right now from the AFC would be the Patriots, the Raiders, and the Steelers. Maybe the Titans, maybe the Chiefs. But it's really not a huge amount right now. Maybe the Ravens, because now they have Macklin, so that's going to be a playmaker that they needed. I don't know. And then, but in the NFC, it's wide open. It's tough for me to say, because every year there's a surprise in the NFC. Who would have expected in 2015, at the start of it, that the Panthers were going to go 15-1? Who would have expected that the Falcons were going to have such a rebound season that they did? No one thought that. So I'm thinking, like, I could even be wrong about the Niners and Bears. They could be the lead team this year that, like, all of a sudden comes out of nowhere and kicks the ass. Cowboys were last year as well. They had this amazing season, especially after Tony Romo went down. People were like, this is going to end up being another lost season for the Cowboys. But guess what? Dak Prescott plays out of his mind. And Ezekiel Elliott is just an amazing running back. And they end up getting the first seed. They just could not win in the playoffs. But those are two surprise teams there in terms of like number 1 and number 2 seed. But I think Seahawks can make it again. I'm skeptical because of their offensive line, but we'll see. Packers can obviously make it with Aaron Rodgers. I don't want to toot the horn of my team that I like, but the Giants, if their defense is dominant, if Eli actually plays well, which I'm not going to hold my breath for that either, but if he plays well with the offensive weapons that he has, that could be awesome. They just don't have a running game, so that's why I'm like skeptical. Maybe they want to make the Super Bowl. I could see them making the playoffs again. Who knows? The Buccaneers, if we could have a pattern of NFC South teams making a run for the Super Bowl. Buccaneers look awesome on paper. Cardinals, who knows? Their defense is a lot worse than in past years, but they could play well still. I still have confidence in the Cardinals. And these are all like Super Bowl people. That's the underrated Super Bowl people. Maybe even the Redskins. Maybe even the Eagles. It's like, it's endless. Maybe it's the Panthers again, or the Falcons again, or the Cowboys again. Panthers could come back from the bottom of the division, win the division again. Because that's a good team. If Cam Newton plays well, that's a good team. Vikings could be your underrated favorite. Their defense needs to get back to that championship caliber start that they had, like for the first 5 weeks last season. You had the Lions last season as well, who I'm really surprised that they made it as far as I didn't think that was a really good team. I'm sorry, Lions fans. I just didn't think that was a really great team that they had. It was kind of a miracle that they made the playoffs in the first place. I still don't think they have a good team, but they could surprise us because the NFC is just for some reason filled with surprises. Brady back to pass, throws it, and it's almost picked off. It's really the NFC is always so fascinating to watch because it really is anyone's game. The AFC, it's at least like it leans in the favor of the Patriots. But in the NFC, it's wide fucking open. And that's why I love it. I love the NFC so much. And I'm sad that they have not won those championships since the Seahawks. Because I feel like this is like such a fun conference. Because it's so weird. But I love it. But, hey, I'm down for a like 2 new teams making the Super Bowl. I would love for that to happen. Teams that, I would be very happy with 2 surprise teams making it, NFC and AFC. Why not? Let's just be weird. I'm into the weirdness. Let's go. That's a great thing to cut out and cut the audio out and just used against me. Anyways, but no, I love seeing new things happen. I hate when it's thank God for the NFL that they haven't had a repeat championship in a while. It's looking like it's gonna happen this time around, but I'm hoping not. I'm hoping that we see a new team in the AFC. I don't know who it would be, but hope it. I mean, it would be great if it was the Raiders. It really would be. It would be awesome to see them again. It would be awesome to see the Chiefs make it, or the Titans make it. You know, the Titans and Chiefs have only made it once in their whole team's lifetime. You know, that's, you know, you want to root for teams like that. You know, Chiefs haven't been to the Super Bowl since number 4, Super Bowl 4. It was Chiefs versus Vikings. I mean, they won it, but like it's been forever. And then on the NFC, like I don't know. I just want to see something new. That's it. That's all. That's all I want in life. But hey, I'm excited no matter what. I just love watching the football. I'm watching it a little bit new this year. I'm getting rid of the NFL Red Zone. I'm not getting rid of it, but I'm not gonna watch it like religiously as I used to. And I want to watch each game separately. I have NFL Game Pass, which like they give you like it's like the DVR of NFL, where you can go back and watch in a game that you missed. That's what I want to do. I want to watch, like, usually there's about 5 games at least that you'll be able to see each week live. And then the other, I guess, 11 or so, you know, that I will be willing to go back and watch them on the DVR of the NFL Game Pass. Oh, wow, that was a catch by Thomas. When you have the 11 games that you want to go watch, they have condensed mode, so that way you can watch it, and it's like takes like 40 to 50 minutes to watch the whole thing, because they get rid of all the commercials and all the BS analysis and everything like that. They just narrow it all down, and it's just the plays over and over and over again. It's great. I love it so much, and I cannot wait for this season to experience that and really be invested and really be able to watch the season and be like, yes, I know everything that's happening. Because I feel like with NFL Red Zone, it's great to have like your whole highlight package and everything and watch the highlights. I mean, that's great. You get to know everything that's happening. But do you really know everything? You're just seeing the bits and pieces. You don't really know everything that's happening in those games. I want to watch it. I even want to watch the blowouts, because there's story to that. I love storylines in the NFL. I love watching them, and I love watching them unfold, and there's something interesting with every single game that is played. No matter how boring it is, it's interesting. I know that sounds like a weird oxymoron, but I'm telling you, it's you have to dig deep for it, you know? I don't know, because I guess because I'm going to school for journalism, so I'm into, like, really watching games and you know, enjoying games and enjoying watching the players compete in like how their stories unfold during the game. I know that sounds weird, but it's like I'm into it, you know. That's how I enjoy it. How I enjoy this sport so much. I don't know. I mean, it's like that for every sport, but I don't know. There's just something more exciting about watching football. I can't tell you what it is. I thought that was about to be picked off, but that was a nice catch by Mr. Gronkowski, Mr. Large Man. Man, I'm trying to think of other topics to discuss. We can just watch the fucking game. I mean, that is an option. Yeah, but let me think. Let me do like a weird Super Bowl prediction for you guys. Like, what would be an ideal Super Bowl that's realistic? I don't know. Let's do Titans Packers. Like, the Packers haven't been back there in a little while. They're always in the mix, but they haven't been back to the Super Bowl in a while. So let's do Packers, and then Titans. You know, no one expects them to be good this year, but I think they're going to be great. So why not? Titans Packers is my Super Bowl 52 prediction. It'd be weird. It's like you would least expect it, but I like it. I like it. That would be a Super Bowl. I'd be like, yes, let's go. It's weird. I love it. You know, You got two great offenses and two alright defenses. And considering what happened this past year, I would say prediction would be 35-28. We'll do 35-28 Packers. We'll be fair about that. You know, I wanted to pick the Titans, but I'm like, Packers. I feel like have more experience. It would be Mariota's first playoffs. Aaron Rodgers is gonna be like his like 7th, 8th, 9th playoff appearance if he makes it this year. So I'll give the experience to them if that were to happen. If I had to do like what's the realistic prediction, let's do I don't know. Let's do Patriots Dallas, Patriots Cowboys. I mean, I'm sure that's what everyone wants to pick, but I would love a Super Bowl like that. It's the two teams that are probably loved the most in. Oh God, I'm getting like nasally. I apologize. It's the two teams that are loved the most in the United States between the Cowboys and the Patriots. Like they're loved, like worldwide, but they're beloved teams in their own way. So I do wonder if it's like a battle of the America's teams, the ratings will be like through the fucking roof. Like I would for someone who's an NFL fan and loves seeing the NFL succeed, hell yeah, let's do it. Let's have them play against each other. You know, good for ratings, good for the NFL, and hey, it could be an exciting game. You know, the veterans against the newcomers. Why not? Be fascinating. So dark horse Super Bowl would be Packers Titans. The realistic Super Bowl prediction would be Patriots and Cowboys. Although I don't know, I kind of want to change my dark horse for the NFC because I feel like Packers, they're going to be Super Bowl contenders. You know, they always are, but I'm just saying like they haven't made it in a while. How about Buccaneers Titans? How about that for a prediction? The two quarterbacks picked in the same draft, awesome offenses, pretty decent defenses, and Buccaneers I'll replace the Packers with the Buccaneers and keep the same score. 35-28 Buccaneers win Super Bowl 52. That's the dark horse Super Bowl right there. Buccaneers Titans. Why not? And then the realistic one would be Patriots Dallas. Maybe Patriots probably win it. I don't know what the score would be. 24-21. Something like that. I don't know. Although with that offense, 42-35. Had to rethink that a little bit. I had to make it a little bit closer, a little bit more for the Cowboys too, because they have a solid offense as well. All right, touchdown Patriots. That's only the fucking second score of the game. This game is just a drag. 33 minutes in. Oh my god. Yeah, I love talking football with people because if they're sane about it, because like there's people that are like, you know, my team's the best and there's no way that you can tell me otherwise. I like when we can have level-headed conversations about teams, like the expectations for each team's. Not that I don't like throw around stuff like, oh, this team's gonna be garbage and all that. Although I did say that the Jets were gonna shit the bed, but they kind of are going to, you know, but it's on purpose. but no, I feel like you can have a good conversation with people and, you know, pick their heads, see how they feel about the season. I think this season's going to be worth watching. I think the regular season's just going to be... I always think the regular season's interesting to watch. It's the only sport, in my opinion, that the regular season is really fun to watch. And easy to watch, because it's not on, like... I mean, it's on 3 days a week, but it's not on every single day. Like NBA, NHL, and MLB, they're on almost every single day. But football, it's 3 days a week... and you just sit back and relax. I mean, down the stretch they go a little bit more, but it's not that bad. Like, people can watch it. It's not a big deal. Like, oh, God forbid, it's 4 days a week. Uh, but I don't know. I always find the regular season fascinating because you have teams that like start out really great, and then all of a sudden they just can't win a single game, and then you have a team that starts out slow, but then all of a sudden they build momentum. It's essentially like the Vikings, how they started, and then how they just dropped the ball, and then the Dolphins, how they started, and how they just like rode their way to the 6th seed of the playoffs, But I think the regular season matters. I feel like it matters more than the other sports because you only got 16 games. You have to win as many as possible. One loss can really screw you over. Maybe. I mean, if you go 15-1, you're probably going to get the 1st seed. But, like, the losses really, really matter in this game. In football. Losses, you could take your loss here and there for the other sports. Not so much with football. Maybe you're allotted, like, 3. But then you're treading waters when you get to 4 or 5. Because then you risk losing the home field advantage, And we have seen in the past few years how much home field advantage actually matters. We have seen that a number 1 seed make it to Super Bowl, I think, like, every year now since 2012, I want to say. I don't know. But Seahawks Broncos, those were number 1 seeds. Seahawks Patriots, number 1 seeds. Patriots Broncos. I'm sorry, Panthers Broncos, number 1 seeds. Patriots Falcons was the first time in a while that it was not a 1 seed. But it was a 2 seed. That didn't have like a 1-1 matchup. It was a 1-2 matchup though. You had a 1 seed in the Patriots and the 2 seed in the Falcons. But still, the Falcons had home field advantage for both playoff games that they had before going to the Super Bowl. So it's like, I mean, that it's so important. That's why it's so important. The regular season is so important because you can't go less than like 3 losses. And that's, I mean, sometimes you get lucky at 12-4, but you have to, especially if you're in the AFC, you want to make sure you win as many games as possible because the Patriots are just they're going to win a shit ton. I'm still not saying 16-0. Not yet. We'll see, though. God, this game's taking forever. We're at 38 minutes, and it's not even the 4th quarter yet. Oh, God. I could honestly stop the video whenever I want to, but we have to watch this game play out. It's 14-3. The game can still go either way. I mean, the Patriots are in Broncos territory, of course, so that is a concern. But Broncos could come back. Who knows? Let's see. But yeah, I don't know. This is going to be a very awesome season to watch. I'm very much looking forward to it. I think it's going to be one of the best NFL seasons that we've seen in a while. I just think there's so many interesting things about every single football team this year. I'm fascinated by every single one. I think it's going to be really fun. And I hope you are all along the road, on the ride with me. Most Americans are who watch football. There's a lot of people that do. But anyone that wants to check out this channel, because I'm gonna try to be doing the MMG podcasts. Some football shows that we probably have planned for like predictions and stuff. But I would love for anyone to stick around the channel or follow me on Twitter. And if you want to talk football, I'm down for it. Just don't be a dick. I mean, that's really, like, I'm not going to talk to you if you're just going to be like, this team's the best, and I will refuse to say anything nice about any other 31 teams. I will refuse to say anything negative about my team. Like, don't. Stop. Get over yourself. Let's talk some football. Let's actually have some good conversations. No bullshit hot takes either. Like don't do that. Don't try to be bold. I'm not. I mean, when I said the dark horse Super Bowl predictions, for example, like that's not me actually. Oh, interception. That's not me actually believing that the Buccaneers or Titans are actually going to be in the Super Bowl. It just could happen. It may. I'm not guaranteeing it. I'm not guaranteeing any team to make the playoffs or the Super Bowl. I'm just saying there's a ton of teams that I think could do it. As of now, again, optimism is a quite the disease. it makes you think that things are better than they actually are. Once August comes around, we get to watch the preseason games. We'll see how many teams hold off, like how healthy they can remain. Ooh. Fowler made it out pretty far of that situation. Oh, wow. Brady has not had as good of a game as Simeon, I guess. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes in August. I watched the preseason games just to get my first look at some of the rookies and stuff. That's really the only fascinating part about it for me but outside of that though, I'm very much looking forward to seeing how the teams will be, how they will look, definitely when September 7th comes around. When we got week 1 around the brink. Who's going to be around, who's going to be injured, who's going to be cut, and who's going to be, one of the 11 men that get to play on offense, and the 11 men who get to play on defense. Who knows? It's fun and exciting. I'm looking forward to it. God, this game is taking forever. Oh my god. I didn't think it would take this long, but this is what happens when you just kind of let the game play out. You don't break into any of the cutscenes or anything like that. I have Chinese waiting for me. Chinese food. And I'm kind of hungry, even though I just had my salmon roll. And I want to get to that food, but we gotta watch the Broncos come back. Because that's definitely going to happen. 2nd and goal.
The defense is going to take credit for that incompletion because it always feels good when you slow down an offense.
Why did they have to show a highlight package for that? God damn. 2nd and goal. I will give a little bit of insight into my playoff predictions. I think what you'll see is in the AFC, I think the division winners will be Steelers probably, Patriots definitely. I'll say Raiders and Titans win their divisions. I think that's realistic. Packers will win the AFC North again. I guess I'll say Seahawks, but I think the Cardinals could make a run. And then I'll say Panthers and Redskins for the other 2 divisions. Make it interesting, so we'll have 4 new division winners across the board. And then the wild card teams, I'll say the Cowboys and the Buccaneers get in on the NFC side. And I'll say Ravens and Chargers make it in the AFC in terms of wild cards. That is my predictions. Also, the way I listed my division winners, that's not like the 1, 2, 3, 4. I just, as are the division winners, sort them as you may, and then those are my wild card. But again, Chiefs, Broncos, Colts, Jaguars, Dolphins, Bills, Bengals can all make it to the AFC playoffs. I'm not gonna, doubt that. You know, Giants, Eagles, Saints, Falcons, you know, Lions, Vikings. They can all make it again as well in the NFC. Maybe the Rams. I don't know. Maybe. I forgot the Rams. I forgot the Rams were a team. I don't know. Sean McVay, first-year head coach, gets the offense in order and the defense plays well and dominant. Like Aaron Donald, like just has like an MVP like season. Who knows? Who knows? Week 1, I'm most looking forward to because it's like, you know, you get your first look into all the teams and stuff. I'm really hoping that the Fox National game at 1 p.m. not at 4. I know the 4 is gonna be Seahawks Green Bay, Packers Seahawks rather. But the 1 p.m. game on Fox, I'm really hoping the national game is Buccaneers Dolphins. I think that game will be interesting and fun to watch. I'd really love that. And then the CBS game, I'm stuck with Jets Bills. And like, I support the Jets and everything, but it's just they're kind of miserable to watch. It just does not make me look forward to watching them this season. You know, I'm not not a fan. Did I miss them like missing the extra point, or did they go for a 2-point conversion and I just missed it? I completely was not paying attention that whole time. I did not realize that they were 14-9. Brady hands it to Lewis.
And he's tackled that time by Ward. A timeout here to try to
Timeout.
the time. That's why they take the TO.
And these are timeouts are just brutal because they wait an entire minute. It is just brutal in this game when you can't skip it.
So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. Nice job on the ground there, and the sticks will move.
And he should be patting his offensive lineman on the back.
And the countdown clock starts at 50 seconds. And it's like, are you kidding me? They're going to show the Broncos for like 20 seconds. Yeah. So I have Jets Bills. Hopefully we get Buccaneers Dolphins. I will probably end up getting Eagles Redskins though. If that's probably going to be the national game at 1 p.m. for Fox. But I would really love the Florida game. I hate that the Cowboys and Giants are playing week 1 again. It's so annoying. Just give us something new. It's not, like, it's a rivalry, sure, but it's not, like, an exciting rivalry right now. Like, it's alright. It's nothing amazing. I really don't want to watch that game again on prime time. You know, just put it on Fox. Fox loves Dallas. They could have just had it there, but alright, whatever. You know, Patriots Chiefs should be a good game. I think the Chiefs are gonna play close. I don't know if they'll win, but they'll play close. And then Saints Vikings will be fascinating with Adrian Peterson coming back to Minnesota in a Saints uniform. Our first taste of Adrian Peterson in a Saints uniform. And then Broncos Chargers. That should be a fun game. A fun late night game on Monday night. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why they schedule it like that. But I'm okay. I'll take it. I stay up late anyway. Let's go. Love it. Beth Mowens, Rex Ryan are going to be on the call. Something, like, unique. I don't know. It's fascinating to me. Timeout again. We need another 60 seconds. Oh my god, I can't wait to get out of this recording session. I'm committed though. The reason I haven't cut out yet, because we're watching this game all the way through, because I've been paying attention. I have not been talking to you guys about the season at all. I've been paying very close attention to everything that's been happening in this game. Damn it! You don't patronize me, all right? I know what I'm doing. Yeah, but overall, I mean, if I want just to put a bow on this, I'm very, very much looking forward to the NFL season. I hope you all are too. I hope that you don't go into... If you're not a Pats fan, let's say, if you're not a Patriots fan, don't go into the season and be like, well, why bother? The Patriots are going to win anyway. Well, even if that is the case, it's still fun to watch football. Like, don't be like that. Don't be a sourpuss because the Patriots are really good. Like, just enjoy the game. Enjoy that it exists. Enjoy the optimism while it lasts, you know? Don't be like, we're gonna... In some time in the future, you know, the Patriots are gonna win it all. So, sometime this season, so, it's no use watching it. No. Fuck off. Enjoy watching the NFL season while it's, you know, while that's not the case, you know? And for the Pats fans that are there, I hope you love your season. I hope you have fun, because you guys got a good team. Good for you guys. I'm just a sad Giants fan who thinks that his organization sucks ass. I do not like the Giants organization the way it is. Fucking, we've had so many scandals and so much drama surrounding our fucking... Like, we act like Giants fans, and like the Giants image, I guess, has always been like, we're the premier franchise. Everyone wants to be us. Fuck you guys. No. Look at everything that has happened this year with Josh Brown, the walkie-talkie scandal, the Eli Manning memorabilia scandal. No. Fuck off. OBJ acting like a dick on the field and then off. I guess if people want to bring up the yacht thing, which I really don't think was the factor of why we lost that playoff game still. But if that's what you believe, then include that too. Because we had a shit season. I don't care what our record said. I don't care that we made the playoffs. It was a shit season. Oh, picked off. Oh, and that's it. That is it. One kneel down and it's over. Just saying. I know Giants fans, probably whoever are watching this, will be like, you guys made the playoffs. You guys had a better season than all of us. I'm not saying that we had like the worst season, but just it was not good. It was not a fun watch for the Giants because of all the controversies. It was hard to be a Giants fan last year. A little bit. It was exciting near the end, and I was in it. I'm not gonna say that I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna back off of this. No, I was still committed to the Giants, but it was a shit season for that reason, you know. So, just saying. All right, the countdown clock is on. We don't have to post any highlights. We're all good. The game's over, and the Patriots will take a win into their trip to Mexico, where they'll play the Raiders. I have to remember next week that we're playing in Mexico, because that way we set it all up for that. Alright. And that is the end of the football game. The most boring game ever. I hope you enjoyed 53 minutes of me yelling at you about the NFL season. That was really what this video was about. This is what the bye week is. I hope you all enjoyed. Yeah, I love the NFL. Can't wait for it. I'm hoping that there's just not a lot of controversies. That's all I give a shit about. If we could just watch an NFL season and not have all these controversies of players getting, there's gonna be players suspended, but like, no more like giant scandals of like a Deflategate. No more like, people getting a concussion and then the NFL not following the concussion protocol. Like, just fucking take the players off the field and leave them off the field. Like, for crying out loud. How hard is it? Just saying. The NFL is controversial for many, many reasons. Let's just try to keep it not controversial this year. But it's hard for, NFL and their, big, their big egos, they it gets to their head and they think that they can just do whatever the fuck they want. But lots of controversies they've riled up. Alright, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed our little podcasty / watching of Patriots Broncos. Next week we'll be playing both the Patriots and the Broncos. And until then, thank you so much for watching again. I hope you all enjoyed. Be good to one another, be kind to one another, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.